in my time zone when my mind's gone and I'm flying home and I'm stressed out and I'm tempted to get that styrofoam and go pull it up, but you know what's up and you know that ain't gon' solve nothing. I mean, Lord forbid I might fall or something and I'm all another, cause all I need is you to hold me down like bed straps at a psych ward. It's killing me, but you still with me when I fight hard. And you digging me when I'm egging you. Deal with me when my car's pulled. Could've dealt with me, but you fell for me before I fell for you. Keep me on that right path and the right math. Is you plus nothing's everything. You my everything. Sing. You ain't gotta question my allegiance, cause the way you love me, I could never leave you. I need you.
By my side, thick and thin, highs and lows, don't let go. We gon' ride, we gon' win, don't know how, all I know. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed. You, all I ever needed.
How did I fall in this? No condition that get a mention, but you offer this unconditional love. I swear I sell it all for this. Trying to keep it together, forget my awkwardness, but often this, just you and me off of this.
And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
The truth of this Bible will set you free, black man. Not Rastafarianism, not calling Jesus' name 10 million times, right? We have been cut off as a people. We have been destroyed as a people. We have been lied to as a people. We have been worshipping Islam, Christianity for too long.
That's right.
Time to come back to the Most High and His laws.
That's right.
Give it that Jeremiah 17 and verse 4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage.
So we black man discontinued from our heritage. We do not know what land we came from. We do not know what food we used to eat. We do not know what God we used to serve. Give me that Psalm 17 and 11. We do not know nothing of our past. Our heritage has been cut off from us. We call ourselves Negro. We call ourselves Hispanic. We call ourselves all kind of bywords. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
So we have been discontinued from our heritage. Let's hear what our heritage is, black man. Read.
Book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage.
The law of life for an heritage. These laws, statutes, and commandments are our heritage, black man.
That's right.
Not your Christmas, not your Valentine's Day, not your Mother's Day. These laws, statutes, and commandments that are written in the Bible. Time for us to open and read and say anything you want to hide from a black man, put it in a book. That's why we don't know anything. All these commandments here, all these scriptures here explaining about our history. Give me that in Wisdom of Song of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 5. Solomon, the wisest man on the planet, whoever walked the earth, he called himself black. Read.
The book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 5. I am black, but comely.
He said he's black but handsome. That is Solomon in the scriptures in the Bible. He's not a white Caucasian man saying kumbaya. The Bible describes all of our forefathers, but we have never known them. We are never taught. As the scriptures say before, we have been cut off as a people. Hey bro, you realize the music start up? Read.
Book of Job, chapter 13, verse 13. My skin is black upon me.
Good night, mother. You have any questions? Job says skin is black upon him, right? Read.
My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt from heat.
His skin is black upon him. Job says skin black, bro. That's what we have never been taught. We have been taught that Christ is a white Caucasian with white stringy hair. A brown stringy hair rather. That's a lie according to the Bible, a heresy. Read.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground.
The gates of Judah, the head tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel, their skin is black. According to the Bible, we have never been taught these things. We have been taught lies all our lives. Give me that in Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. So today, you see a black cat run, you scream out, "That bad!" But you have never been taught. Read.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good.
Destruction to them that call evil good. Because the first author of knowledge and wisdom was the Most High, the creator of the Bible. Read.
Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil.
And good evil. So your Christmas is evil.
That's right.
Your carnival is evil.
That's right.
You're celebrating Bacchus,
Bring it out.
an evil god. What goes on with carnival? Wine, drunk, rape, you name it. Everything wicked. Murder, right? Fornication. All of these things go against the laws of the Most High God.
That's right.
And that's what we are out here to teach our people. You sisters in these skin-tight pants, that is a sin according to God.
Bring it out.
Because all your figure outside, it's not appointed unto you. Read. Give me that in Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. Read.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Woman, you are supposed to be dressed in dresses, not pants.
That's
And
right.
modestly attired. Give me that 1 Timothy 2 and 9. Yes. Modestly attired. Read.
Book of 1 Timothy 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that woman endure themselves, adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In modest apparel, women, you're supposed to be dressed modestly.
That's right.
Not with all your camel toes showing, all your form showing. That's for your husband. When you do this, you are promoting whoredom. You are breaking God's laws. Right? Read.
The book of Amos chapter 5 and verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate.
So don't kill the messenger. We are just here bringing out the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God.
That's
We have
right.
never been taught these things, right? Because we say God is with me, God is with me, but you're breaking all His commandments. It doesn't work that way. And we'll continue and remain in captivity until we come back to performing these laws, statutes, and commandments. Give me that Deuteronomy 30 and verse 1. Give me Deuteronomy 20 and verse 15. We will not come out of this captivity with our people being at the base of society, selling at the corners, not owning anything. Our like vagrants, that's our people. 28 and verse 15. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
It shall come to pass. Moses is prophesying about the future. Read.
When all these things are come upon thee.
All these things are the curses and the blessings. Slavery was a curse that was put upon our people as a sign for us to identify that we are the chosen of the Most High. Read.
The blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind.
We shall call them to mind because we're not going to escape our captivity unless we remember who we are
That's right.
and come back to doing what we are supposed to do. The Most High God calls us the chosen. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right. And thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations.
Among all the nations, because we were scattered into all the nations through captivity, through slavery. Read.
Whether the Lord thy God had driven thee. Verse 2. And shall return unto the Lord thy God.
And shall return unto the Lord thy God. Come out of these tight pants with all your bottom outside. Read.
That's right. And shall obey his voice.
And shall obey his voice. That's what God's saying. Put down the cigarette, black man.
Bring it up.
Put down the whoredom. Today is the Sabbath day of the Most High God. Read.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 of verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou hast not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If we do not listen to God's statutes and commandments, read.
to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses shall overcome thee. Jump down to verse 54. Read.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
So black and black crime is a curse according to the scriptures. It's a curse. That's what has been plaguing our people. Read.
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
O children of Israel, you blacks, Hispanics and Native Indians, you are the Israelites according to the Bible. Read.
That's right. Against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
You only have I known. You only have I known, black man. That's what Christ and the Most High has been saying. We are the only people on this planet that has been given the law, statutes, and commandments. Give me that in Psalms 119. We are the only people on this planet that were given the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Therefore, we are the only people that deal with the Most High. Read.
The book of Psalms chapter 147 and verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showeth his words unto Jacob, his statutes and commandments. He showeth it only unto Jacob. Read.
His statutes and his commandments unto Israel. His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgments only to Israel.
That's right.
But who is Israel? Who is Israel according to
And verse 10.
verse 9?
And verse 9. And God appeared unto Jacob again, when he came out of Panorama,
So God appeared unto Jacob, right? Read.
and blessed him. And God said unto him, Child, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob.
Mother, do you have any questions? You want to know who you are according to the Bible? Do you want salvation? Do you love God? Read.
Verse 10. And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called Jacob. And God said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called no more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name.
So Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Israel was the progenitor of a people. Jacob was the progenitor of a people. Just like Esau was the progenitor of another people. Give me that Genesis 25 and verse 19. Let's show you who Esau is according to the Bible.
The book of Genesis chapter 25 and verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old.
So Genesis means the beginning, right? Read.
And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. Verse 25. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment.
So the first of Rebekah's children, the elder one came out red like a hairy garment. His name is Esau. He is the progenitor of the so-called Caucasians. Read.
And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
So this is the beginning of two nations of people, two different types of people. One was red and one was brown skin. Read.
Verse 26. And his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
So this is the beginning. This is Genesis. This is where the earth was starting to be populated. Right? One was called Jacob, one was called Esau. This is where the progenitors, these were the progenitors of two nations. The Caucasians and the so-called Negroes, which is called a byword.
That's right.
Give me that Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37.
Good night, Mom. You have any questions? 1 minute at a time, please. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
A proverb and a byword. A proverb is a wise saying. One that is used commonly amongst our people is anything you want to hide from a Negro, put it in a book. We will not find it there. You can hide the lotto numbers in our book, we ain't getting it.
That's right.
That's why we say we are astonishment as well. Our people walk the road with our pants off our behind, glorifying a jail custom of buck breaking. That's an astonishment. Our people walking drunk 12 o'clock in the day. That's an astonishment.
That's right.
Our people playing loud music when we are trying to bring out the word. But when Jesus is being repeated, whole day and repeat, nothing is being said. That's an astonishment. An astonishment is that white Christ. That's an astonishment because there's no scriptural proof of that. That's crazy man thing. And we, our people, worship these things. That's madness. Give me that group at me. That's an astonishment. Our people are astonishing people. Hey bro, you have any questions? You have any questions, bro? If you have any questions, shoot one please. But you know that white image of Christ is alive? That's not in the Bible. Period. So where that come from? That was Caesar Borgia. That was the Pope's son they were painted over. But the true Israelites, Christ was a black man according to the Bible.
That's right.
Revelation 1 and 14. Let me prove it to you, bro. Quick.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
The revelation of Jesus Christ means the revealing. If I have to reveal a card to the police, I have to give a description. Jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. His head and his ears were white like wool.
Christ's head, here on his head was white like wool. Negro have woolly hair. Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were red. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
His feet were the color of brass, like a fine sense. But here how dark it was. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
As if it burned in a furnace. Anything you burn in a furnace, you get black. So go on by your grandmother, go on by your mommy, and rip up that image of white Jesus. That's madness.
Right.
That's right.
Verse 25. That's crazy man thing according to the Bible.
Verse 25. The graven images of their gods shall he burn with fire.
So those images, those wicked images of those other gods that they gave us, we need to burn it with fire, black man.
That's right.
That white Christ that your mommy praying to and have up on her space saver whole day crying and want Jesus. Burn that down. That is not Christ. That's right. That's a lie. That's a farce, a heresy. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 25. The graven images of their gods shall he burn with fire.
So once we find out this truth, give me 1 Kings 8 and 46. Once we return, we have to burn these images. We have to burn all these false doctrines. We have to burn all these tight pants our men wearing with all the gorgon showing. We have to get out of these things. That's right. All this nonsense our women doing, all this carnival. Right? Your drunkenness, your wine, your fetting. You have to come out of these things. Read.
Thou shalt burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be slain therein.
So that's why the Rasta man get burn it out. Get a burn it out, black man, burn it out. Burn out all them nonsense we don't be doing.
That's right. The book of 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 46. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not.
It's if they sin against thee. That's only talking about you, black man. It's only talking about the Israelites. Not the East Indian, not the Caucasian, not the Chinese, none of them. Read.
That's right. And thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captives unto the land of the enemy, far or near.
So that's why we came here as slaves, sister. Because we broke God's laws. That's why we as a people came here as slaves, on slave ships.
That's right. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whether they were carried captives, and repent, and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carry them captives, saying, we have sinned and have done perversely.
So Trinidad is the land of our captivity. That's why our forefathers were brought to pick sugarcane, coffee, and tobacco.
That's right.
Here's the land of our captivity. Here's not our homeland. Give me that 1 Chronicles 6 and 6. Our homeland is not Africa either. Our homeland is Jerusalem, you so-called black man.
That's right.
Pick up a book and read. We're in 2022. 1 Chronicles 6 and 6? Yes, it's 1 Chronicles 6 and 6. Just what I read.
The book of 1 Chronicles chapter 6 and verse 6. And Uzziah begat Zariah, and Zariah the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 6 and verse 6. But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there.
So Jerusalem is the chosen land. That's where we descend from. That's where we came from. We fled into Africa fleeing Roman persecution. That's right. Muhammad. That's why so much of our people caught up in Islam, because they were killed to worship these gods.
That's right.
Give me that 1 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6. So that's what they did all throughout history. Our oppressors killed us and forced us to worship their gods. And the whole point of it was to move us away from the Most High. We are seeing the times that we are living in. It's high time for us to wake out of sleep. Hey, get up with that flyer, bro. Pull aside and take a flyer now, bro. Wait for that flyer 1 minute, please. Hold that flyer. Read that. Read it. You have eternal life? All praises to it. Good for you, bro. Nah. Don't fight up, you drunk. Go beat up, bro. Read. Drunk, bro.
The book of 1 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6. And that Messiah, who went forth with a great power, was driven away of the Jews, and that they were made strong by the armor and power and store of spoils which they had gotten of the army whom they had destroyed. Verse 7.
So it's high time for us to wake out of sleep. It's time for us to go back into the history books and find out who we are. Read.
The book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts.
So this is what Paul was referring to when he said in Colossians 2 and verse 18, let no man compel you with meats and feasts, because they were telling them it was illegal for them to call themselves Jews and keep the Sabbath day. Read.
Or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. And verse 7, and in the day of the king's birth every month, they were brought by better constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept,
the feast of Bacchus, that's where our carnival comes from. So every month, the day of this wicked king's birth, we were brought to celebrate his birth. That's a profane celebration.
That's right.
It has nothing to do with God. Read.
The Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy.
So Jew is short for the word Judah. That's the head tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Read.
Verse 8. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighboring cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy.
So this ruling king, this Roman king, sent out a decree saying what? Read.
Against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
We were compelled, we were ordered to follow the feast days of these wicked nations.
That's right.
That is why our people talking about the kissing on the mistletoe today, right? They're celebrating Valentine's Day, which is celebrating homosexuality. None of these things are scriptural. Give me that Deuteronomy 18:22. None of these things are scriptural according to the Bible, but yet we do them. There's no truth in these men's tongue, only lies. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not,
Stop cross-dressing women. Read.
the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
Father, you hear that? Man should lie with mankind as he is with womankind. That's abomination according to the Bible. So all these things that pushing same-sex marriages today, that's abomination according to God.
That's right.
That's why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. And that's why he's coming back with fire to render his fury.
That's right.
Give me that in Isaiah 66 and verse 22.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Yeah.
The book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15.
Yeah, any questions when you read it? This is the truth according to the Bible. This is a Bible-based organization. If you have any questions, come up. We are Christian pastors here with no bucket, coon, and whole day. Read.
The book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So why is the Most High and his Son coming back with fire and flames of fury? Why is he doing that? Because we have broke his laws. We have never been taught his laws. That's why we can be out here on the Sabbath day palantin. Right? Read.
For by fire and by his word, by his sword, will the Lord plead with all flesh.
The Lord will plead with all flesh by killing them.
Bring that out. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. That's right. That's right.
I'm picking up 6 7 7.
I think it's on Matthew.
Yeah, that. It was rattling out all last week though.
Nah,
Yes.
picking up stick.
Yeah, killed for picking up 6 7.
No, picking up sticks. It's that one in Exodus 31 and 30.
Yeah, the man is picking up stories up. Sorry,
We from 12.
and freeze, yes.
The book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
So the Most High and his Son is coming back with fire and a sword to plead with all flesh. Who break his commandments. Read.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many. Many are going to be killed in that day. That's why it's called the Lord's sacrifice.
The book of Numbers chapter 15 and verse 32. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. And they that found him gathered sticks.
Wicked, going against God's commandments, right? Read.
And they put him in ward because it was not declared what should be done to him. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death.
The man shall surely be put to death for picking up sticks on the Sabbath day. The man shall surely be put to death.
That's right.
So that's why we suffer death as a people, because we break his laws. That's why these curses chase us like a dog, a pit bull on a leash.
That's right.
Read.
All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. And all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones. And he died as the Lord commanded Moses.
So this man was killed for breaking God's laws of working on the Sabbath.
Exodus 31 and 30.
Right? Is this, we don't read the text.
Exodus 30.
This is why this man was killed. This is why the Most High flood the earth and kill everybody on the earth. And he prophesied to come back with fire the next time and kill everybody.
We gon' jump, we gon' jump, and I ain't got worried about nothing, and I ain't ashamed to throw my hands up. Yeah, yeah, we gon' jump, it ain't real, we gon' jump, it ain't real, and I don't care who is watching, y'all want, I don't feel nothing, it ain't real, yeah, I see you over there, with side eyes and a stone face. Look like you're about to cry with your story. Don't be holding back your tears, don't be phony. People walking right past fire, singing like we did in the fire. Praise God for the new day, cause he wasn't taken out the way. Old man gone away, let the new man manifest today. Say it again, old man gone away, let the new man manifest today. We gon' jump, we gon' jump, and I ain't got worried about nothing. And I ain't ashamed to throw my hands up. Yeah, yeah, we gon' jump. It ain't real, we gon' jump. It ain't real, and I don't care who is watching. Y'all want, I don't feel nothing. It ain't real, yeah.
Jump, like a set of cables, we jumping. Put it on a shoe, now we jumping. Like a game of double dutch, jumping. Led by the Arawaks, no stunting. We used to catch a stone to the face. Now a stone might cry in your place, man. Those are the breaks, guilty but Christ on the case. Hey, hold on, we jumped in old times in the club. Here's a plug, we jumped for Zion. Sticks in the mud, the branches fell off, so Mashiach paid the full cost. Hey,
we gon' jump, we gon' jump, and I ain't got worried about nothing. And I ain't ashamed to throw my hands up. Yeah, yeah, we gon' jump. It ain't real, we gon' jump. It ain't real, and I don't care who is watching. Y'all want, I don't feel nothing.
Diesel, the unleaded better fill on up. Like JB, better get on up. Old wounds and the goons are for real, but they hill on up. No time but to build on up. Call it framework. Yeah, you know what make the framework. Yeah, is the hell area that same hurt. So when I jump, I remain firm. Cause the cow is more than hopscotch when I double with lights. Jump while we shining like a nightlight. Walk in the building, get some act right. Hands to the tilly, run it back like. L, tell them people who we act like.
We gon' jump, we gon' jump, we gon' jump. I ain't gotta worry, I ain't gotta worry about nothing. Yeah, and I ain't ashamed to throw my hands up. I ain't ashamed to put my hands up. Yeah, we gon' jump. It ain't real, we gon' jump. It ain't real, and I can't dance. Watch it, y'all want, I feel nothing. It ain't real, yeah, we gon' jump. We gon' jump, and I ain't got worried about nothing. And I ain't ashamed to throw my hands up.